Hi Lake Grove, this is Greg and Susan here. Just wanting to check in with you and kind of give you an update on what's going on in the life of our church.
I'd love to jump in here and tell you about the interim process and where we are. I know you have been faithfully praying and waiting to hear more information. Last month when we met with Session, we proposed an idea about connecting with perhaps a consultant company or some experts in the field to help us in some of the evaluation work that we need to do in our interim time. And they did go ahead and give us approval to be able to look into what that might be like. And we think we might be closer to that. The reality is that the classic interim transitional pastor path that would have been done in the Presbyterian church for years on end from a long time ago, it simply is not the way that things are happening now. And we think this could be very effective and helpful for us at Lake Grove to help answer some of the questions we have about our structure, the healthiest way to move forward with things. But what I really want to tell you is we have such an amazing group of leaders and our congregation as well with such vibrancy and creativity that it's actually very exciting to lean into these opportunities and look how the Lord will be leading us in the future. And
we know that you're impatient to get moving along toward a new pastor. We've been at this for over a year now. The search team has worked diligently since last summer on this, and we can't just keep waiting. So we feel like we need to be creative and find ways of moving us forward as a congregation toward our next chapters. However, wonderful things are happening here at the church, and we are noticing that some of the interim work is happening even without an interim pastor. So with some consultants, we feel like our existing team, with some outside perspectives, can do some of this work and get us moving along.
A lot of really good work was accomplished through the listening sessions we were able to have together. And then even in this process of our Centennial and looking back at what has the legacy been, that is really a foundational thing to do in a time like this, is to be able to honor and celebrate how God has led in the past and help us reap what we are experiencing and have seen from the Lord of how that will help us as we turn into the future. It really is beautiful and perfect timing.
We're going to remain in transition for some time. In fact, these days, I think many of us in our own lives, we just find that there is constant change and we need to know how to grapple with it. And some of those changes that are happening here in our congregation right now, we'd like to have our Executive Director for Ministry, Rob Wickord, talk about.
And I'd like to add just one more thing, and a note of encouragement for us as the people of God, that God has always been leading people through transition. Always. It's actually the way of the disciples. It's the way of the people of God. No doubt the Lord is leading us as we go through this, shaping us to be the kind of people we are being called to be, asked to be for right now and for what is to come.
Hello, Lake Grove. I'm Rob Wickord, the Executive Director of Ministries here at Lake Grove, and happy to be able to speak with you today. I want to share some financial updates with you, but first, thank you so much for your generosity and your commitment to the ministries here at Lake Grove after our budget crisis this winter. And so far this year, your generosity is showing up, and we really appreciate that. We're on track budget-wise, where we should be so far the first quarter, and more updates will be in the ACE and posted on the website shortly that you can see. But just again, thank you so much. It's really, really great to see your generosity in action and your love for the church and love for the ministries and the people here. Speaking of staff here at the church, there are some updates and some changes to staff. Matt Heisler, who is the Director of Youth and their families, is stepping down to be a full-time dad, and he will be here through the end of May. Heather Eisel, who is the youth coordinator right now, she will be stepping into Matt's role at that time and continuing on the great ministry of the youth groups here at the church. We're very happy about that. Another change is myself. I will be leaving Lake Grove in the middle of June. It was a very hard decision to do. My 4 years here at Lake Grove has been wonderful, and really have enjoyed getting to know everybody and working with everybody. Came in during the middle of COVID and was able to reopen the church after COVID, and it's just been wonderful. But God is leading me to a different job now, and I'm following His will. So thank you very much for all the encouragement and for everything for the last 4 years.
So Rob, it's been such a pleasure to work with you these last 4 years. Boy, time has flown, and we have been through a lot together. You mentioned that you began in the middle of COVID,
Right.
and there have been some significant changes throughout that.
I've seen a lot of change.
Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you for the good work that you've done with us, and we want to send you with great blessing into this exciting opportunity that is really good for you and your family.
Thank you. It certainly has been a blessing for me and my family to be here. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's exciting to have these staff changes where, of course, it's always bittersweet to have a staff change, but being able to watch Matt move into being a full-time dad with his girls, that is just the stuff of life. And for you, this transition allows you to really be connected well with your family
Right.
too. Yeah. That is wonderful. Right. So, Rob, you've been with us for a little bit. Do you have any words of blessing for Lake Grove as you are on your way?
Yes, Lake Grove, just continue to love Jesus, and just continue to support each other and the staff here. You have a wonderful staff that works here to a lot of behind the scenes things that a lot of people don't see, but everybody works really hard to continue the ministry and the mission of the church.
I appreciate what you were saying with Rob about this wonderful opportunity that both he and Matt have to be with their families in a more direct and organic way. That'll be terrific. And I know that the congregation would want to know that Matt Heisler is remaining in the ordination process and continuing on his path toward becoming an ordained minister. I just want to say that as your current moderator of session, that your session is functioning at a high level. We are maximizing the number of elders we can have, which our bylaws allow us to have 14. So in the near future, we'll be increasing the number to have a session according to some input that you've given us and the Presbytery has given us as well, a session that is more robust and able to serve the needs of a congregation our size. The session is working very well together. We have the trustees, which are part of the session, and moving off to the side of the session, we have the Board of Deacons. I don't think we can talk about the state of the church without saying how congregational care has been crucial in recent months and is also functioning at a very high level. Wouldn't you say so?
Absolutely. I am thankful every day for the deep connecting work that our deacons do. Everything from our prayer team that meets faithfully every Tuesday morning, to the care team that meets every week as well, to our meal train ministry and friendship visitation. Friends, I know that it has been a deeply difficult few years in just our nation and in the state of the world. And it's a great gift when we can care for one another. And we seek to grow in depth in that every day. And it is phenomenal, the group that we have alongside us doing that in our deacons.
Mm-hmm. And if you come to worship, or if you come to small groups or other functions within our discipleship ministries, you know that Lake Grove is humming along at a fast pace and a very high level. It's a wonderful thing. Our worship is vital. LGK and our youth programs are working in fantastic ways. Our mission outreach is continuing. We're going to have wonderful things happening in May for mission outreach with our Pentecost offering and everything. And we're celebrating 100 years, and we get to learn new things about the first 100 years of our church while we're also doing service projects and thinking about ministry in the future. What does God have for us in this, our second century? And so I guess what we would ask of you is that you just keep keep showing up and being with us. Be there for one another. We need your prayers, obviously. We need your giving as well, quite frankly. And we need you to be all in with each other and with us. Wouldn't you say so?
Beautiful.
Thank you, and God bless you all.